Welcome to Gentle Vinyasa Flow. Today we'll do a warm-up, we'll go through some poses, and we'll cool down at the end. Our gentle class is just that. It's not too intense. Today I thought, since we had a full moon last night, we might do a moon salutation in today's class. So we'll work on that a little bit later. But we'll start today in constructive rest. Let's just lie on our backs. Feet planted. I like to have my feet a little wider than hip width. This way my knees tend to fall inward and I can relax them more without having to worry about keeping my legs up. So knees just falling in. And just like in Shavasana, how I sometimes ask you to adjust the length of your spine or neck to find comfort, just go ahead and adjust that so everything feels comfortable. You don't have to shift your hips or shift your shoulder blades or shift your head a little bit. And arms can come down wherever you like to have them, down at your sides with palms up. It can be out to your sides. It can be over your head if you like, for more openness today. Whatever feels good. And close our eyes for a moment. Just bring awareness to the breath. Just focusing on the inhales and exhales at first. Learning how to let go of your thoughts. Just bring your awareness to the breath. Now let's try to breathe deeply into the belly. You might even place one hand on your belly. Work on that diaphragmatic breathing. Deep into the belly. And squeeze it out like bellows. Maybe try to slow down the exhales a little bit. Those exhales are where you really get the benefit of your parasympathetic nervous system calming you down, reducing your blood pressure, slowing your heart rate. Take a deep inhale through the nose, sigh it out through the mouth, and seal our lips. And just breathe in and out through the nose with our Ujjayi breath, our ocean breath. That breath that is just audible to you. Now really grounding into our feet. Let's press down into the feet and peel the tailbone off the floor and lift the hips. Gently rolling up into bridge. And then rolling back down the spine. Back down to the mat. Let's inhale to peel and roll the spine up one vertebra at a time. As we exhale, we can roll back down one vertebra at a time. Taking our time, mobilizing the spine, grounding into the shoulders and the feet. Head and neck are relaxed. Let's do one more. Nice, gentle, articulating bridge. Rolling it back down. As we all come back down, we'll come to stillness for a moment. And we'll cross the right leg over the left leg. And drop the legs to the left. For a gentle spinal twist. Keeping our shoulders down. Breathing and sinking. Inhaling back to center, uncrossing our legs, this time bringing the left leg over the right, dropping our legs to the right, And breathing and sinking into spinal twist. Stay here for a breath or two. Come back to center, uncross the legs. We'll hug the knees to the chest. Rock the back out briefly. Bring our feet back down to the floor. Let's roll onto the left side. For side bow. You can bring your right knee up or bring your right foot back. Either way, just whatever you can do to grab that right foot. And then once you have a hold of it, pull it back and up. We'll try to lift the chest and sternum, arching the back, opening the hip, side bow, breathing and opening. And releasing. That will roll to the other side. So on our right side, bringing that left foot in, pulling it back, lifting the sternum, opening the front of the body. Releasing, we roll back onto our backs with our feet planted. Let's turn our palms up. Let's engage the core, feel the shoulders up, and roll them down. Lift and lower. Breathe. Let's do 3 more of these. And rolling back down to the floor, we'll roll to one side and then over onto the belly. Stacking our hands or grabbing our elbows, we can rest the forehead. Let's squeeze the thighs together. Now we're lifting the legs off the floor just enough to engage the glutes and lower back. Not trying to hyperextend the spine, just activating those muscles, waking them up. Legs can float back down to the floor. Next inhale brings the arms, head, and shoulders up. Again, just enough to engage the back muscles. Not trying to hyperextend anything here. Relaxing back down. We'll repeat 2 more times. First option is to lift legs and then arms again as we did the first round. Or we can lift both together for both rounds, or we can do either legs or upper body twice. Your choice. You decide what you'd like to lift. Inhale and lift it. Breathe. Stabilize. Try to squeeze those thighs together. Relax down. Once more. As we inhale, we're lifting. Engaging the back and glutes. Releasing back down. Bring our hands under our shoulders. And just lift the chest for baby cobra. Relax it back down. Let's press ourselves up to hands and knees. Wrists under the shoulders, always the option to use fists for wrists. Knees under the hips, taking cat-cow. Let's start by engaging the core, drawing the abs in, sliding the shoulder blades down the back and finding length in the neck. Imagine sliding your shoulder blades into your back hip pockets. Inhaling, we lift the chest and tailbone, looking forward. Exhaling, we scoop the abs, we look in. Inhaling, we lift, look forward. Exhale, scoop it in. Following your own breath. 2 or 3 more rounds of cat-cow. As you finish this next round of cat-cow, just come back to neutral. Drawing those abs in, sliding shoulder blades down so the core is very active right now. We'll shift the rib cage from side to side. We'll come back to center. We'll come back into cow. We'll shift the ribs to the right. We'll lift into cat. We'll push the ribs to the left. Come back to cow. So we're rolling the rib cage around. Right, cat, left, cow. Once more. To the right, through cat. To the left, into cow. We'll pause here. And reverse direction. Pushing ribs to the left, swooping into cat, pressing right, lifting into cat. Left, cat, right, cow, left, cat, right, and cow, and back to neutral. Bringing our big toes together, opening our knees wide, sinking our hips back to child's pose. Becoming aware of our lower back, lengthening and tractioning, with our hips sinking toward our heels. On our next inhale, we're going to rise up to kneeling plank. Straightening the hips, exhaling back to child's. Inhaling for kneeling plank. Exhaling for child's. Once more. Let's stay in child's for a breath or two. We'll walk the hands in toward the knees and begin to sit up. Taking a breath, taking a moment for the blood to return to the brain. Now stepping the right foot forward. Coming to a low kneeling lunge, stepping the left foot forward, coming into a forward fold, letting the head hang heavy. We can grab our opposite elbows. Now the knees can be soft. We're folding the chest onto the thighs. You can nod or shake the head. You can sway the arms side to side or in and out. Just think about releasing any tension you might be holding in your neck or shoulders or back. Now releasing our fingertips down, inhaling to lift halfway to a flat back, keeping our eyes on the floor so that our neck stays in line with our spine. Drawing the abs and still sliding shoulder blades down the back toward our back hip pockets. Inhale, exhale, and fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. This time as we inhale, we're going to circle sweep our arms and rise up. Come down to the sides, into mountain pose. Feet hip width apart, we'll ground our feet, perhaps shifting our weight from side to side. Perhaps peeling our toes up and rolling our toes down one at a time. Creating that seal against the floor. Legs are active, kneecaps are lifted. Core is active, navel drawing in and up, spine is stacked. We're pressing the top of our head toward the ceiling as though we have a string attached, lifting us up. We have our shoulder blades sliding down. We have lots of activity in our arms. Our fingers are active and engaged. Sliding the sacrum down, lengthening the lower back. Inhaling to sweep up. Exhaling to press down. Sweeping up with the thumbs pointing back, opening those shoulders. Pressing down. One more time to sweep up. This time as we come down, we'll take a swan dive. Knees soften, we come out to the side with those arms, coming down to forward fold. Inhaling to lift halfway. Exhaling to fold. Inhaling to rise. Swan dive. Halfway lift. And fold. And rise. Swan dive. Halfway lift, and fold, and rise. Let's take a swan dive down. Nice soft knees. This time we'll step the right foot back to a low lunge. We'll step the left foot back We'll drop the right knee, bring the left foot back, sink to our child's pose. We'll rise to kneeling plank. We'll press back to child's. We'll rise and step the left foot forward, coming back to that low lunge. Step the right foot forward into forward fold. We'll halfway lift. We'll fold. Inhaling, we rise. Exhaling, we swan dive. Now we're stepping the left foot back. Bringing the knee down, bringing the right foot back. Sinking into child's pose. Shifting forward into kneeling plank. Pushing back to child's. Bringing the right foot forward. Bringing the left foot forward. Forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Swan dive. Right foot back into a lunge. Drop the knee. Left foot back. Pushing back to child's pose. Rising to kneeling plank. Sinking to child's pose. Rising to bring the left foot forward. Stepping the right foot forward, forward fold. Halfway lift. We fold. We rise. We swan dive down. Softening the knees. Left foot back, low lunge. Coming back to child's. Sinking. Rising to kneeling plank. Sinking to child's. Rising to bring the right foot forward. Stepping the left foot forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. One more time, please. Swan dive down. We step the right foot back, coming to lunge. Drop the knee, come back to child's. We inhale to kneeling plank. Exhaling to child's. Inhaling the left foot forward. Bringing the right foot forward, forward fold. Inhaling, we lift halfway. Exhaling, we fold. We rise up. We swan dive. Last time, left foot comes back. Low lunge. Drop the knee. Sink to child's. Inhale, rise to plank. Exhale, back to child's. Inhale, right foot forward. Stepping into forward fold as we exhale. Inhaling to halfway lift. Exhaling to fold. Inhaling to rise. Exhale to heart center. Find our breath. Rolling the shoulders, packing them down. Lifting the sternum. Let's push our hips back to chair pose now. Just sinking those hips, grounding into our heels, keeping lots of length in the spine. Inhale to rise. Let's add some arms to this. Let's inhale to extend. Exhale through chair, through heart center. Inhale to rise. Exhale through chair, through heart center. Inhale, rise. Let's do this 3 more times. 3. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. And 1. Let's rise. Let's just come to heart center. Let's toe heel our feet in so our big toes touch. We leave a little space between our heels. Just inhale the spine tall. And exhale and push the hips back. Coming to maybe a little bit deeper chair this time. Inhaling to lengthen the spine. Exhaling to turn to the right and hook the left elbow over the right leg. We can press our palms together. We can also make a fist with our right hand and press into our left palm. As you inhale, try to find some length in your spine. Draw the abs in, make some space. Exhale and turn. long spine, chair twist. Breathe. Relax back to center. Inhale, rise. Exhale to a deep chair. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, turn to the left, hook the right elbow over. Press the palms. Draw the abs in, make some space to twist. Option to make a fist with your left hand and press into your right palm. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, deepen the twist. If it's available to you. You have to do what works for you. We'll relax back to center. We'll inhale to rise. We'll exhale. Take a breath. Let's move into our moon salutation now. This is perhaps better done later in the day. So if you're looking for something to do in the evening, moon salutation wouldn't be a bad choice. We start in mountain pose, hip width stance, packing the shoulders, nice active with the fingers. Let's bring breath into the rib cage. Let's inhale, sweeping the arms up and interlacing our fingers. On your next inhale, find some length in the spine, some lift. As we exhale, we're going to sway to the right. We're not just dropping into the side, we're lifting and flexing. So think about going up and over, not just pushing your hip out and sinking over, but lifting and swaying, sort of on a diagonal here. And that openness in the left side body. Inhale to rise. Exhale, lift and sway left. Finding openness, finding lift, and breathing. Inhaling to rise back up. Let's step the right foot out and come to goddess pose. So we have a wide stance with our knees pointing toward our toes, our hips are open. Let's bring our index fingers to our thumbs, sink the hips, and breathe. Try to tuck the tailbone under. Make sure your knees are in line with your toes. From here, we'll inhale to rise to star pose. Open those fingers, stretch out, and breathe. Let's inhale to lift. Exhale, we're pivoting to the right, coming into triangle. So we're going to swing our right foot out a bit. That left foot can come around, pointing straight forward. Extending the arms, pushing the left hip out, sliding ribs to the right. Coming down to find a triangle. Squeezing our shoulder blades. Opening the front of the body. The hand can be on your shin, on the floor, on a block. Now from here, we're going to pivot around, come to a short stance, prepping for pyramid, and hinge forward to pyramid pose. That long spine. We can bring our hands down to our leg, to the floor, or to blocks if you like. We're feeling stretch in the back of our right thigh and our hamstrings. And from here, we're stepping that left foot back to a low supported lunge. Hands are on the floor. If you can't quite reach the floor, you can bring your hands to your thigh. Now we're walking your hands inside that right foot. You can pivot that foot in a little bit and flex that left foot and sink into our side squat, our side lunge, Skandasana. Option to lift your heel off the floor if you need to. You might get a different pose that way, or keep the heel down if you like, your choice. Now we're walking to center. Bring that right foot part way back in and sink our hips, coming to yogi squat. This is our halfway point. This is a pose, this is a sequence I think of as winding and unwinding. So we've gone through a series on the right side. We're going to reverse that series on the left side. So I'm going to walk my left foot out a little bit and shift my weight over to come to Skandasana over here on the left. Again, with the heel down or the heel lifted. The right foot is flexed, breathing and sinking. Now I can walk my hands around. I can frame my left foot in my low supported lunge. A couple of breaths here. Now we'll step that right foot forward, keeping our feet on train tracks. We'll rise up. We can bring our hand to our shin if we like, and find pyramid pose over on this side. So we're coming into it from the other side now. We're coming up into it instead of going down into it as we usually do. From here, we'll step that right foot back, turn the foot to point forward, and we're going to extend this front leg, keep a little micro bend, turning the chest to face front, extending the right arm up, the left arm down, keeping that long spine for triangle pose. Trying to stack our shoulders and squeeze our shoulder blades together. Now from here, on our next inhale, we'll rise up to star. So we'll shift our feet so our toes are pointing at about 45-degree angle, reaching out through star. Remember that we want to have our knees lining up with our toes as we move into goddess. Sinking the hips, index finger to thumb, opening the hips here, breathing. On our next inhale, we'll step that left foot in, come up to extended mountain pose, interlacing our fingers, inhaling to lift, this time going to the left first, finding that side body opening. Then rising up as we inhale, lifting, lengthening, and exhaling to flex to the right. Breathing, using breath to open the ribs. Inhaling to rise, exhaling, coming back to mountain pose. So that's the series. Let's go through it a couple of times. Again, it's unwinding and unwinding. I'm going to reverse it as we go through it. So we started going to the right, and we work back from the left. So just do everything on both sides the same way. We're going to go to the left, and back on the right, and then go back right, left, and then left, right, if that makes any sense. I like to come at the pose from both sides. So we come into it, we lower into it from the right, and we lift from the left every time, and I get the same benefit as if we go into lower from the left sometimes and lift from the right sometimes. Think about it. Mountain pose. Round the feet, stack the spine, pack the shoulders, lots of activity out to the fingertips. Lifting sternum. Inhale, extend. Inhale, lift. We're going to go to the right first. Back to center. Inhale. Exhale, left. Inhale up. Step out. Goddess. Let's rise to star. I will turn to the right and shift. I'm doing the opposite of what I said I was going to do. So listen to me. Do what I want, not what I say, not what I do. Do what I want. What I want is to go to the left and slide into triangle pose. So I've adjusted my feet. My left foot is turned up. My right foot is pointed forward. I'm coming to triangle. Now I'm pivoting my back foot around, shortening my stance, coming to pyramid. Now I'm stepping that right foot back, coming into a low lunge. I'm walking my hands inside my left foot, swinging that left foot in a little bit, coming into Skandasana, side lunge. The right leg is extended and flexed, Loading into my left foot or lifting my heel if I need to. Coming in to yogi squat. Now opening out to that right side for Skandasana. Side lunge. Walking around to my low lunge. Supported here. Now shortening my stance on train tracks, rising up to pyramid. So again, I'm coming up this time instead of down to pyramid. Now I'm going to step that left foot back and turn it out so I can open into triangle. See how I sort of like scoop my ribs around with my hand, kind of cue myself. Open my body forward. Let's inhale up to star. Adjust those feet. Sink to goddess, knees to toes. Inhale, rise. Step in. Lift. Sway right. Come center. Sway left. Come center. Come back to mountain. So we've gone through this twice. Once leading right, once leading left. So we'll do it again 2 more times, right and left. Each time we do it, we do both sides. So it seems like it's twice as much. Kind of is. Inhale, rise. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sway to the right. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sway to the left. Inhale, lift. Exhale, step out to goddess. Inhale, lift to star. Exhale, open to triangle to the right. So adjust your feet, right foot turned out, left foot pointed forward. Let's inhale to prep for pyramid and exhale to go into pyramid. Now stepping back the left foot, coming into our low lunge, supported. Bring your hands inside that right foot, side lunge. Walking to center, walking the feet in for yogi squat. Walking out, going to the left for Skandasana. Now pivoting around to low lunge, facing the left side. Now shortening the stance and lifting up, perhaps bringing hand to the shin for pyramid. Long spine. Now we'll step that back foot back and open it up. We'll bring the left hand down and we'll scoop those ribs up and around and open into triangle. Inhale to star, adjust your feet. Exhale to goddess, knees to toes. Inhale back in to extended mountain pose. Exhale, sway to the left. Inhale up. Exhale, sway to the right. Inhale up. Back to mountain. Get one more time. Inhale, rise. Lift and sway left. Lift and sway right. Lift. Step into goddess. Lift to star. Turning to the left, adjusting our feet, sliding into triangle. Left foot points out, right foot points forward, squeezing shoulder blades together. Stepping into our pyramid prep and hinging forward to pyramid. Bring your hands down to your shin or the floor. Stepping the right foot back to low lunge. Walking our hands inside the left foot. Flexing the right foot, Skandasana. Stepping into yogi squat. Lifting the chest. Pressing palms together, opening the knees. Stepping out, coming to Skandasana on the right side. Walking around to our supported lunge on the right side. Shortening our stance on train tracks, perhaps bringing hands to our shin, coming to pyramid on the right side. Opening that back foot out, bringing the right hand down, scooping those ribs around, opening up, triangle. Inhale, rising, star. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, sway right. Inhale, exhale, sway left. Inhale, exhale back to mountain. That's our moon salutation. No downward facing dogs, no risky stuff in that one. You're welcome. Shall we do some balance work? The ever popular tree pose. It's been a while, I feel like, since we've done tree pose. So let's start in mountain with feet grounded, hands at heart center. Now here's a little tip for tree. If you're standing on carpet, this is a lot harder because it's less stable. If you're on a hard floor, it's easier. Sometimes in class I step off my mat to make it easier. I won't do that today, just to see what happens. But I'm grounding to my right foot. Option 1, left foot out to the side. I'm just resting my toe on the floor like a kickstand. So I'm primarily in my right leg, balancing with a little support from my left leg. So here's an option for tree. Another option. Bring my heel to my ankle. So I have a very narrow base of support. So I have some support from both legs, but it's a very narrow base. Next option, I can bring my foot to my calf. I want to seal that foot against the calf and press against the calf with the foot, press against the foot with the calf. Create some tension there. Option 4, we skip the knee. We don't press into the knee. That's not a good idea. Come up to the inner thigh if we like. Again, pressing and sealing. Keep hands at heart center. We can throw our tree up. Find a stationary spot to focus on and breathe and stabilize. Bring hands back to heart center. Just bring that left knee forward. You can hold it here and cross it over like a 4. You can hold it here. We can push our hips back and fold the chest toward the shin. Or standing pigeon variation. Rise back up. We can shake that out. Here's something to try if you have trouble with those balance poses. Mula Bandha. That pelvic floor engagement. You could also try some Uddiyana Bandha. Let's just practice Mula Bandha. Think about your pelvic floor, the muscles you use to contract. You don't want to have to go to the bathroom. So contract those muscles lightly. Sometimes we also say, think about the muscles you would use to pull your sits bones together. So try to feel a nice, gentle activity in that pelvic floor. Think about joining the two sides of your body together, creating some stability that way. So with that idea of Mula Bandha, in that pelvic floor active, we're shifting our weight to the left foot. Bring the right foot out to the side. You can bring the heel to the ankle. You can bring the foot to the calf, to the inner thigh. So Mula Bandha, sealing foot against thigh, pressing the leg against the foot against the leg, focusing on a stationary spot. Perhaps growing our tree. Move back to heart center. Bringing that right knee forward. Holding it here if you like, or crossing it over if you like. Holding it here if you like, We're sinking our hips back if you like. Opening up the hip. Lots of hip opening today. We'll rise back up and we'll shake that out. So maybe that Mula Bandha helped you a little bit. If it did, put it in the back of your head. I won't always cue it, but it's always there for you. It's good to have. All right. We've done our flows. We've done our balance. It's time to cool down and stretch out. Let's come down to the floor. Bringing the soles of our feet together for Baddha Konasana, bound ankle pose, butterfly pose. You can have your heels about the length of one of your feet from your torso. You can have your feet farther out to be more gentle, closer in to be more challenging. Inhale, lifting the spine to start. Exhaling, pressing the chest forward. Let's keep the gaze forward, not down. We're not rounding over here. We're keeping length in the spine. Perhaps we bring our elbows down to our inner thighs. Breathing and sinking. And then lifting back up. Let's cross our legs. You can do whatever is comfortable. But if you want more hip opening, we can do our pigeon, which would be to stack one shin over the other. So we've got ankle over knee, knee over ankle, or just whatever's comfortable for you. You find what works for you. And inhale tall, lift the sternum. Exhale, press forward. Now we can round over, we can release and walk our fingertips forward. And this is one where we just take our time sinking. Use that sinking breath. Inhale and exhale deeper into the stretch. Listening to your body. Your body will give you more room to move if you don't push it too hard. Take the time to feel that release and gently go deeper into it. And then slowly walking our hands back in. Sit up. Whatever you're doing with your legs is beautiful. We're just going to switch the cross now. Bottom leg comes on top. Top leg goes to the bottom. If you're doing pigeon, you're stacking ankle over knee, knee over ankle. Do whatever works for you. Inhale tall. Lift the sternum. Exhale. Round over. Walk the fingertips out. Let the head hang. Breathe and sink. Couple of breaths here. Begin walking our hands back in. Sit up. Let's just extend our legs and shake them out. Let's bring the right foot under the left leg. Kind of bring that right foot back by your left hip. Let's step the left foot over the right here. Not stacking the knees, just planting the foot so the knee is up. Now we'll sweep the left arm back. Inhale the right arm up. You can exhale that right elbow over that left leg. You can also just hug that left leg. Whatever works better for you today. It's fine with me. Inhale tall, exhale. Take a nice spinal twist. Perhaps looking over your left shoulder, perhaps not. Find the length of the spine, all the abs in. Couple of breaths. Relax back to center. Notice how in yoga we take these twists, but we take them slowly and with control, as opposed to putting a bar or a golf club across our shoulders and wrenching our spine from side to side rapidly. I wouldn't recommend that. That's not great for those intervertebral discs. But these nice controlled movements we do with the yoga, we're lengthening the spine, taking care how we go through the movement, much better for the spine. So it's available to us. This movement's available to us, but we have to go into it gently. Let's switch sides. I'm bringing my left foot back to my right hip. underneath my right leg. I'm planting my right foot here, keeping the knee up, not stacking knees, knee is up. Sweeping right hand behind, inhaling left arm up, exhaling either elbow to thigh or just hugging the leg. Both work really well. Inhaling from the spine, exhale, take that controlled twist. Use the breath to extend the spine tall, and go deeper into it, perhaps looking over the shoulder. Relaxing back to center. Let's stretch our hamstrings a little bit now. How shall we do it today? Let's do it with our legs forward today. So sitting up, we'll start with a nice staff pose, just to find our alignment with the sternum, stack the spine. We're going to do a Janushirasana, which is that head to knee pose. So we're bringing the left foot to the right thigh to start. If we have a strap, we can wrap it around the ball of the foot. If you don't have a strap, pack the shoulders with the sternum, extending the arms forward. Inhale tall, exhale, press the chest forward. Keep the spine long to start. Reach forward, not down to start. We want to maximize the stretch we can get in our hamstring to the long spine first, so take a few breaths and sink into it as far as you can, lifting your chest, keeping that length in your spine. Then we'll inhale and exhale, going deeper, rounding over, reaching for the foot, ankle, or shin, letting the head hang. Imagining we can draw our breath all the way down into our hamstrings. Inhaling and then exhaling to sink a little deeper, perhaps. Sinking breath. Head hanging heavy. Not overdoing it, not hurting ourselves, please. Inhaling to rise back up. Let's cradle the baby. With the left hand, grab the left knee. With the right hand, grab the opposite foot. You can also wrap your elbows around your knee and your ankle and your foot. Hug into your chest, stack the spine, rock it out. Now extending that leg back out, we'll shake it out. Now we're bringing the right foot to the left thigh. We're turning to face the left foot, using a strap around the ball of the foot if we have one, or just stacking your spine, lifting, reaching forward. Inhaling tall, exhaling to press. Inhale, lift, exhale, press. This is the hard part. It's easy to round over. It is easy to round over, people. I know, I watch it all the time. So keeping your chest lifted, your spine long, that's the challenging part. Breathe and press. Now we'll inhale and exhale. Now we'll release and round over, reaching for the shin, the foot, the toes, whatever you got. Letting the head hang, letting the nose sink toward the knee. Imagining we're drawing breath all the way down into the back of that thigh. Inhaling and exhaling to release deeper into the hamstring stretch. And then rising back up. Cradle the baby. Right hand grabs the right knee. Left hand grabs the right foot. You can also wrap your elbows around. Stack the spine tall. Rock it out. Release it. Straighten out. Let's bring our legs in and cross them and slide our hands over the top. Coming onto the belly for Sphinx. Squeezing the thighs together, sinking the hips. Now bringing elbows under the shoulders. You can keep your arms parallel like a Sphinx. You can also interlace your fingers if you prefer that. Now, relaxing the belly, relaxing the lower back, so there's no effort in the midsection of your body. Just push down to the elbows, lift up with the chest, pressing the chest forward, trying to pull the rib cage away from the pelvis. Just feeling a nice stretch. Breathing and lifting. And relaxing. Let's push ourselves back to child's pose. To extended child's pose with the arms forward. We'll sink the hips. We'll feel that length in the spine. Let's walk our hands out to mat width or wider than shoulders if you're not using a mat today. Let's inhale that right hand up and exhale it on top of your left hand. Let's inhale, expand the right side body, and exhale, sinking that right hip back down toward the heel. Let's use each breath to open up those right side ribs, expanding our vital capacity and sinking deeper into it each time. Now inhaling the right hand up, exhaling the right hand back down where it started, over on the right side of the mat, I should say, outside the shoulder. Sinking into our child's pose, finding length in the spine. And then inhaling that left hand up and exhaling it over on top of the right. Inhaling as we expand the left side body and exhaling as we sink that left hip deeper down toward that left heel. Inhale and exhale. Each breath helps you find more openness in the side of your body, expanding the rib cage. And inhaling and exhaling that left hand back to the left side of the mat, settling in. Now walking our hands in toward our knees so we can sit up slowly. Let's just roll onto one side. We'll come down onto our backs. Time for our final relaxation, our Shavasana. So on our backs, we can spread our legs, take up as much space as we like with our feet just falling out to the side. Grounding our hips, grounding our shoulders. And as I was saying earlier, if you need to shift your hips or shoulders to find that comfort in your spine, perhaps move your head, finding the right length in your neck and spine, go ahead and play with that a little bit. You might even need a blanket or something to support your head, or roll up a towel under your lower back if you like. You can play with that. Whatever makes you more comfortable. We want to feel very much grounded and supported in our final relaxation, in our Shavasana. Let's go ahead and close our eyes now. And let's just be aware of the weight of your body. Let your body feel heavy. Let it sink into the mat or floor. Feel those points of contact where you are grounding down into the floor, into the mat, and by extension, into the earth. Everything should be relaxed, your feet, your legs, core, your arms, your neck and head, just relaxed, melting, grounding. And then we bring your awareness back, as always, to the breath, using the breath to calm the mind, focusing on those inhales and exhales, letting any stray thoughts that wander through just keep on wandering. As we come back to our awareness of our breath, and as we go deeper into our Shavasana. Feel free to stay in Shavasana a little bit longer if you like. Whenever we're ready, we begin deepening our breath. Wiggling our fingers and toes, rocking the head from side to side, circling wrists and ankles in one direction, and then the other direction. And bending our knees, planting our feet a little wider than our hips, letting our knees fall inward and then just letting our knees sway from side to side. And they rise and fall like the ocean waves. And when we're ready, we roll on to one side. Stacking the knees, stacking the hips, stacking the shoulders, resting the head on the arm. Still breathing. And then with as little effort as possible, we press ourselves up. Coming back to a comfortable seat. Perhaps we shift our weight from side to side so we can ground our sits bones. We stack the spine, roll the shoulders back and down, press up through the crown of the head. We bring hands to heart center. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.